internships. Wow. Yo, what's up friends? It's Nicole here. Bagong ligo. Different video for today because today I wanted to talk about internships. But before we talk more about that, I have a morning call kasi mga 9 o'clock. So I have to prepare for that. We'll chat in a bit. Post. And a Facebook post sa kanya. Tapos sabi niya he wants to schedule a call. Yun nga eh. Literally, the moment I turned on the recording, dumilim ang buong mundo. And now it's raining outside. Rinig ba? Do you see the rain? Also, if you notice, medyo iba yung setup ko because I'm currently undergoing a desk setup transformation. Video on that soon. Okay, so work took a while to finish. It's now currently 4 o'clock. Sorry for that. But yeah, let's talk internships. Also, I want to say that this video is kindly being sponsored by our friends at Canva. Thank you so much, Canva, for the support. I'll talk more about them in a bit. I've mentioned before that in addition to being a college student and making videos here on YouTube, I'm also doing internship programs. So throughout the existence of this channel, I've finished 3 internship programs and I'm currently on my 4th. So I thought it would be interesting to share my student work experience with you guys because I know that a lot of you guys who watch my videos are also students. So I actually posted a story about internships on my Instagram and you guys sent in so many questions. So I'm thinking of making an Internship 101 series and this video is going to be a general overview about internships, not too much in depth yet. But yeah, just to get things started, there are a few things I want to talk about in this video. So first we'll talk about what internships are and why they matter. Then I'll talk a bit about me and my own internship experiences with my current and past internships. And then we can talk about some of the things that you need to know before you get started looking for internships. Take note that the things that I'm about to say in this video are heavily influenced by my own internship experiences. I don't know anything about medical internships, so I can't speak for that. But my own experiences with my internship programs have mostly been on the business and marketing side of things. Right? Nice. Let's get started. Context muna, first and foremost. So about me, I'm an incoming senior at UP Diliman and I'm taking up a course in political science, which is funny because none of the internships I've done are related to my course at all. And currently, I'm an intern at Taxumo, which is a startup here in the Philippines which helps individuals, freelancers, business owners with taxes. My position is a junior growth officer, fancy title, but I'm just a marketing intern. Right, basics muna. What is an internship? Let's ask Google. Okay, Google, what's an internship?
According to Wikipedia, an internship is a period of work experience offered by an organization for a limited period of time.
Gets? So tulad na sabi ni Google, internships are when you're able to work at a certain company or organization for a limited period of time. And usually this is so that you can get professional work experience, so that you can try out yung actual career that you're taking interested in. Usually this position is open to students, sometimes high school students, but usually college students. But not just for students, but then in trainees, career shifters. Sometimes it's required in the curriculum for your degree program to do internships, pero in my case, it wasn't. So I had to voluntarily seek out internships myself. Internships commonly last for 2 months and it usually happens during summer break, at least during the time when there were face-to-face classes. But now, more popular na ang virtual internships that you can do remotely, even during the semester. And internships can be paid or unpaid, but this depends on the company you're working for, your role, and then your skills. Okay, very nice. We now understand ano ba yung internship. Now, why do they matter? Why do people do internships? I have 3 reasons for you. Number 1, classroom learnings are limited. So we live in a very competitive and fast-paced world where industry trends are always changing and you need to be able to adapt quickly to the changes. And sometimes I find the classroom learnings, when you're learning by the book, it can be outdated, yung mga concepts, yung mga fundamental things. And I find that it makes more sense to actually learn it with first-hand experience in a professional work setting. Because you're studying to prepare yourself to get a job. But what if you can learn the things that you need to learn straight from a job instead? You get, you feel? Parang... Next, internships can help you build work experience. You know how it's always a joke with fresh grads na, oh my god, fresh grad pa lang, but you require this much years of experience na. But lucky for you, internships can actually give you that work experience, credentials to put in your resume, and you can become more competitive in the eyes of the employers because yun nga, you've already done work as a student. Work experience. And third, internships come with the potential to get hired. So this is more important when you're third year na, fourth year, because you're so close to graduating. There are companies that hold internship programs kasi, and depending on your performance as an intern, you can actually get absorbed or get a job offer. I have so many hand gestures, it's all over the place. So, share ko naman some of my own experience, yung context about me, and my internship programs, my learnings. So all throughout high school, I've been relatively active. I was participating in different orgs, clubs, doing different projects. And I think I just had like a phase where I wanted to learn everything and anything I could. Well, I'm still like that, but yeah, that's case in point. And I think me being active in all of the things that I was working on before helped me to get where I am today. Alright, so 6 internships. Let me talk about each of them and what they were. Don't be intimidated, this is not the norm. I know people don't typically do internship programs, especially dito sa Philippines, it's not common. But I'm just sharing, this is my experience. Okay, number 1. Well, technically, this is not number 1. But I applied to an internship when I was in grade 10, BAM Bike. Ultimately, hindi ako pinayagan kasi medyo malayo from my house. It just goes to show na when you're grade 10, you can already do internships. So my first actual internship program was at Mooney. And this happened during the summer between my high school graduation and my college years. There's like a 6 months period, diba? And I decided to use some of that for an internship program. During this time, I was so inexperienced. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to work also. My role lang was to create posts for our Instagram page and also engage in our Facebook group, and from time to time I would help with the meetups. My second internship happened in the summer of my first year of college. So in between first year, second year, the summer, I interned at the investment arm of BPI, so BPI AMTC, and I was an equity research analyst intern. And I remember the people that I was with, they were taking up business courses, econ courses. I was the only pol sci. And then my third internship was at MedGrocer. I was an IT and design intern. Share ko lang, no, the interview I had for this internship happened a day before lockdown. Like, it was in March. Another fun fact, the day I started at MedGrocer was the day I started this channel. After MedGrocer, I interned at PDAX. I actually had 2 internship programs there. So the first one, I was a business development intern. I started no August and it was until December. Second one at PDAX, which was technically my 5th internship, was when I was a strategy intern. And this happened when early this year, February, until July. And then after that is where I am today. I'm a Taxumo. I started July 2021 and I am a junior growth officer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 internships. It's gonna be a bit too long if I talk about each of them pa and how I applied for them. So maybe in a separate video if you guys want that. Let me know in the comments. Okay, good pa naman tayo so far. No information overload. Let's talk about some of the things that you need to know before you get started with internship hunting or like internships in general. The first thing I want to say is that not all internship programs are created equally. As glamorous as it is to think about internship programs, no, like yes, you need to get internship programs so you get work experience. Not all of them are actually great. They're the same as real jobs in the sense na some internship programs are really solid, you get to learn a lot, very value adding, you get to build your network, really engage in the projects. But in some, they're just really stressful, sometimes they're even exploitative, or they make you do admin work, brainless work that are not that important because you're on the bottom of the food chain and you're just an intern. Sometimes internships are hit or miss, so make sure to choose one carefully. And then the second thing I want to bring up is that some people ask, no, what is the best internship program? Where should I apply? Whatever is the best, it's so hard to answer because it really depends on what you're looking for in a job, in an internship program, what your degree program is, what skills you're trying to learn. It's also variable. So there's no one best internship program that everyone should apply for. And I'm also not saying that it's absolutely essential for you to get an internship program or else kawawa ka, hindi ka makakuha ng jobs in the future. Not at all, that's not what I'm saying. The point of internship programs is to give you work experience, no? For you to have the opportunity to apply your learnings from the classroom. Internship programs are not the only way to do that. You can also learn and build skills when you participate in orgs, for example, or when you do your own personal projects, or when you have your own business, like a side business. Third, maybe I've convinced you to consider applying for internships. How do you start? Let me just say now, if you're curious now, where do I find internship programs, Nicole? Let me tell you now that there is no shortage of internship positions because companies are always going to need help in their businesses and the things that they're doing. And some of the places that I can suggest that you look for is, one, Google mo lang. Because usually companies post naman if they need interns. But if ever a certain company that you want to intern for doesn't explicitly say that they're accepting interns, don't be stressed out. You can also reach out through cold email, cold calling. And also there are virtual internship fairs, mga job fairs. You can also look for internship programs there. Tap your network. If you have certain friends who work at certain companies, or maybe your families, relatives. Upperclassmen, if you know people in the upper batches who are already working, you can even ask them whether their company is looking for interns. Mga orgs, maybe orgs have certain connections with different companies. And also maybe even professors. They could probably refer you to a certain place to intern at. There's just a lot of ways to look for internship programs. What's more important than where to look is identifying what you're looking for. What industry do you want to work for? What kind of company do you want to work for? A big company? A small company? A startup? It depends din eh. Those things are important to take into consideration when you're choosing what internship program to apply for. And then, very important when applying for a job, applying for an internship program, is to have a resume or a CV. And some companies also ask for a cover letter. The purpose of these documents are just like a promotional poster of who you are as a person and what kind of worker essentially you could become at their company. What makes you the perfect hire for their company? Why should they choose you? I know a lot of people get intimidated by that, but it makes sense, diba? Like, if you're gonna be part of their team, they need to be able to gauge what kind of skills you have. They don't hire people for the sake of hiring. They hire you for a purpose, and you're filling in a position. When I was still new to applying to internships, I was so scared, no? Especially in grade 10. I wanted to stand out with my resume, but I was also scared of the fact that I don't have that much things to put on my resume because I was inexperienced. What I did na lang was to make my resume look nice. You know how resumes look like, right? The generic, boring resume template that everyone makes use of. What I did was to create a nice-ish looking resume to show what I was capable of doing. Let me show you. This is my first ever resume that I ever made in grade 10. Class president. And mostly I filled it up with my interest and like introduction of who I am as a person. Level up from this was my second version of my resume that mas pinaganda ko na siya. I mentioned like my first internship was like a content creation, community engagement intern. So this nice resume was able to show some of the graphic skills I had. Super perfect sponsor ang Canva for this video because in their library, they have so many resume templates available for you to use, especially when you're gonna apply for jobs and you just need that extra boost in how it looks like in standing out. So I remember by the end of my internship, one of the guys who made the hiring decisions approached me and I was asking him kasi, like, why did you hire me even though I was pol-sci and everyone else here is business? And he told me that one of the reasons that I actually stood out and why they considered hiring me was because of my resume. He was telling me that it's such a high-risk resume, especially in an industry like finance. But for them, it was just a breath of fresh air from all of the resumes they've seen before that they considered hiring me even though I was pol-sci. You know, great design. Sometimes it helps you stand out talaga, to give you the extra edge over other people. So if ever you need that extra spice with your resume, kayang-kaya yan sa Canva. You can already start signing up for Canva for free and then start designing whatever you want in your mind, whatever's in your heart. Just to show you how easy it is to use Canva, I'm gonna make a resume in less than 10 seconds. Ready? Timer, go. So I'm just gonna look at the resume library and I'll find a nice one that I like. Then I'll just edit the existing details. I'll change the name, the title, I'll add a picture, I'll type in a short bio, contact information, education history, then add in my work experience. Ayun. A bit over 10 seconds, but now it looks like a leveled up resume. And even better, there's such thing as a Canva Pro, which has premium templates and it unlocks all of the fonts and graphics available on Canva. Pro na pro ang feature and it only comes out to about $2.99 a month. This design is just so important, and especially ngayon, like everything is online, everything is digital, and you need to have that skill where you're able to design and express your thoughts visually. And Canva is one of the tools that can help you do that. Ayun, hopefully I was able to share something that was useful for you guys. I'm gonna make more of these types of videos because there's just so much I wasn't able to discuss here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys can follow me on Instagram. I post stories there almost every day. Like the Facebook page, join the Discord server. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Also, I want to say that this video is being sponsored by Then I'll talk a bit about me. Then I'll talk about me. And then here I am today. I started...
opportunity for you to make a mistake.